What if I told you that back in 1990, the King of Pop personally reached out to Sega, and not the other way around, to make a video game? He wasn't just licensing his name for a quick buck, he seriously wanted to make a video game. He got involved and worked alongside the developers. Out of all that came Michael Jackson's Moonwalker for the Sega Genesis. Depending on how you look at it, this game is either a fun, weird slice of gaming history, or maybe one of the oddest things ever packed into a cartridge. I've been going back and spending real time with this one, and here's what I found. So let's set the scene. It's 1990, and Michael Jackson is practically a living legend. At the same time, Sega and Nintendo are locked in this wild battle over who owns the living room. Sega wants everyone to see the Genesis as the cooler, edgier console, so they pull a stunt only Sega would try, getting Michael Jackson himself to star in his own requested game. And that's not just a game release, that's Sega showing off to the whole world. The game runs with the Moonwalker movie, especially the smooth criminal part. And look, the story is totally unhinged in the most entertaining way. A villain named Mr. Big goes around kidnapping kids. Naturally, you play as Michael Jackson. Your mission is simple: rescue the children. So there's MJ strutting around in that white suit, taking down gangsters with flashy moves and saving kids left and right. Back in 1990, no one even questioned it. Now, let's get into what you actually do in this game, because this is where things start to get weirdly fun. You've got 5 levels to get through, and each one is broken up into 3 rounds. Your goal in every single round is simple: hunt down and rescue a set number of hidden kids. They could be anywhere, stashed in drawers, crammed behind breakable walls, hiding in closets. Really, it's like the world's most intense and downright violent version of hide and seek. Some reviewers literally just called it glorified hide-and-go-seek, and honestly, I get it, they're not wrong. Now, the fighting parts, let's just say they work. Michael's main move is this high kick, which definitely fits his whole vibe, and if you're playing on the Genesis, his punches and kicks spray out these little blue sparks. Those sparks actually give you a bit of extra range, which isn't bad. But here's the letdown. The moment you lose too much health, the spark effect vanishes. Suddenly, you're left with the world's plainest punch. I mean, how much less Michael Jackson can you get than a boring punch? The real magic comes with the special attacks though. Hold down the attack button, let it go early, and Michael flings his hat out boomerang style. It clears out enemies and just feels great. But if you keep holding, he stops, does a full choreographed dance routine, and every enemy on the screen is forced to join in. By the end of the song, they all take damage. I'm not kidding, there are big budget games out there with far less creative attack ideas. But there's a snag, and it's a big one. Every time you use these special moves, it costs you health. No separate magic meter, everything comes out of your life bar. If you want to use the coolest moves, you're risking half your health each time. So you end up falling back on the boring kicks and punches just to survive, which is kind of a shame. Let's get into the music, because honestly, it's the part of this game that shines brightest, and also drives you a little nuts. The 16-bit versions of Bad, Billie Jean, and Smooth Criminal sounds fantastic. Remember, we're talking about 1990 running on Genesis hardware, and you can still pick out those songs without a second guess. That's no small feat. But here's the kicker, a detail that's almost too perfect for a video game urban legend, except it's real. The developers wanted to use Thriller for the graveyard level, and of course they did. There are zombies everywhere. Thriller is practically the theme song for graveyards. It's one of the most obvious and perfect musical choices in gaming. Then came the roadblock, licensing. They were told they could only use songs actually written by Michael Jackson, so Thriller, not his. Rod Temperton wrote it. So instead, for the zombie graveyard with the dance attack that's clearly ripped straight from the Thriller video, they had to use Another Part of Me. Not a bad song at all, but it's just not that song. There's something a little strange about fighting off zombies to attract folks mostly remember from an Epcot Center 3D movie. And because Jackson's music rights are famously tangled, this game never got an official re-release. Sega even went through the trouble of sending it in for a PEGI rating for the Wii Virtual Console back in 2011, but nothing happened. If you want to play it, you need the original cartridge. That's all there is. For a game from 1990, the graphics hold up pretty well. The backgrounds nail that moody vibe, whether you're slipping through a neon-lit city, a smoky club, or even a graveyard, and you can tell the animators really cared about Michael. He struts with confidence, slides downstairs, and moonwalks. The moonwalk barely does anything gameplay-wise, but come on, it just had to be there. Now everyone else, kind of rough. Enemy faces are pretty much blank slates, and every single child you rescue is the same bald little girl. It's so weird and honestly makes you appreciate how much farther we've come with character variety in games today. The sound design is not much better, iconic moments all over the place. Every level kicks off with Michael's portrait, mouth open. It's honestly a little unsettling, but in a weirdly perfect way. Whenever you save a child, they scream "Michael" at the top of their lungs, every time. You'll hear this non-stop, to the point where it sears itself into your brain. And just when you think you've seen it all, the game closes out with Michael turning into a giant robot to fight a spaceship. Because sure, the 1988 movie demanded it. So where does that leave us? Honestly, Michael Jackson Moonwalker on the Genesis isn't a great game. You end up doing the same hide-and-seek stuff over and over. The special attacks drain your health every time you actually want to have fun, and the whole thing is over pretty quick. Anyone halfway decent can finish it in under 2 hours. It just doesn't have the depth and polish you find in the best action games from that era. But it's fascinating, and that counts for something. This game is a true relic from Michael Jackson's heyday. The music's fantastic, that dance attack mechanic still feels fresh, and there's just something captivating about how much the game leans into the MJ theme. Every little detail, from his strut to the hat toss to throwing in a moonwalk for no reason at all, it's all pure Michael. GameSpot called it one of the greatest games ever back in 2004. Mega Magazine thought it was just average. Honestly, both opinions make sense. It depends on what you value. This game wasn't made just for hardcore gamers. It was meant for everyone who recognized Michael Jackson in 1990, which was practically the whole planet. And at that, it truly succeeds. If you love Sega Genesis history or missed the days when celebrity tie-in games had some real ambition, you should check this one out. It's definitely worth your time. So that's my take. Did you play Moonwalker back in the day? Tell me about it. And if you're up for more weird, wonderful, and sometimes baffling corners of gaming history, stick around.